Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. Looks like we have a lot of people here today. So thank you so much for joining us. This is You're on Mute. This is video conferencing mishaps and comebacks. Hopefully you're all enjoying COLTT so far. So I'm Amy Arnold, and I work for the University of Colorado, the system office actually, and I'm an instructional consultant.
Hi, my name is Nicole Daney. I also work for the University of Colorado System Office, and I'm a training coordinator.
All right, so here's our agenda today. We're going to do 9 most common video conferencing mishaps. And then we're going to talk about 9 comebacks for those, and then we'll share some resources with you as well. All right, so let's move into it. So you've probably seen this Oprah meme before. So you get a meeting, you get a meeting, you get a meeting. And trust me, the irony is not lost on us. We're literally talking to you about video conferencing mishaps and comebacks in a video conference right now or a video meeting. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. And hopefully we won't have too many snafus in our own meeting. And we know that it happens all the time. We're not immune to this. And especially now that everything has kind of gone virtual for the most part. Maybe some people are going back to the office now. But still, it's a very, present part of our lives right now. So it's not uncommon to have mishaps. And we'll talk more about maybe if you've had some as well. All right. So here is your first tip, or sorry, your first mishap, not testing equipment ahead of time. So this is a big one. All right, there we go. And we're going to talk about the infamous lawyer cat video. So hopefully you've seen this. If you haven't, this is pretty funny. I think it's pretty funny. I laugh about this one every time I see this video, but I'm going to go ahead and play this. This is just a Tito's vodka ad. Don't worry about this. It won't let me skip ahead. Hopefully you don't need a cocktail after this session, but.
Mr. Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings. You might want to
can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I can see that. I think if you click the up arrow next to the
All right, I love that one. As you can see, he's not a cat. So anyway, so the comeback for that, for not testing equipment ahead of time would be to make sure that you hop into the meeting early, test your microphone, test your camera, bring up your presentation, make sure you're going through it. Even with us, like we hopped in today, we tested everything. We made sure that our videos would actually play and that the sound would come over Zoom. So that's a really big part of it. That's the comeback to this. And ensure your camera view is appropriate. So that's a pretty good one as well. So making sure you don't have any crazy filters on there like a cat, right? And then we'll move it to the next tip.
So our second mishap here is overusing video conferencing. Video conferencing is not always the answer, although we have, defaulted to it here. Amy, can you skip to the next one? Who has ever felt this way? Give a thumbs up if you have. When you've been in one of those meetings that could have easily been a Slack or a G chat or an email. You're just kind of sitting there for half an hour, just kind of going round and round. Do you want to skip to the next one? Okay, so again, video conferencing is not always the answer. Getting on a video conference can take a lot of time, from the logistics, scheduling it, figuring out what works with someone's schedule, sending out the invite, getting on the Zoom, making sure your background is good. So if it can be an email, let it be an email. with so much technology at our hands, an instant message, Slack, GChat, or any other instant messaging system, sometimes that can get you the answer a lot quicker and more efficiently than hopping on a video conference. So again, if it can be an email or if it can be an instant message, try that first. And then if you're kind of going back and forth, then hop on a video conference.
So tip number 3, or not tip number 3, mishap. Why do I keep saying that? These are mishaps. Not engaging the audience. All right, so you guys probably know Chandler from Friends, right? So this is a funny one. I share this one all the time. I just realized I could sleep with my eyes open. So I felt like that in meetings before. It is possible to do that. I don't recommend it. But the comeback for that is making sure you ask the audience for feedback and ideas, making sure that you're keeping them involved in your meeting. Inject fun and humor where possible. I know it's not always possible to do so, but just a little bit helps. Make it a little bit more personal for everyone. Make it interactive so you can do things, especially with Zoom, but I know with the other video conferencing platforms, you can do similar things like do polls, you can chat, you can annotate maybe on a digital whiteboard, something like that to make it more interactive for the people in your meeting with you. All right, so I'm going to give you some icebreaker ideas now. So some of these things that you could do to maybe liven up your meeting a little bit, engage your audience. You could do round robin questions like, would you rather? So most people are familiar with what would you rather is now, like, would you rather be Superman or would you rather be Batman or something like that? There's also 2 truths and a lie. That's another fun one that you can do just to get to know the people in your meeting a little bit better, maybe get to know your students better. You can also do share an object. So show and tell, I love that one. You can do virtual tours. So maybe you want to do like, it's your own version of MTV Cribs, I guess. Do a virtual tour of your house. It could be a virtual tour of wherever you are. Meet the pets, love that one. We do meet the pets often in our team meetings. We also do meet the kids too, because that happens a lot. There's usually a baby in our meetings, and that's totally cool. I love it. And then another one is a scavenger hunt. I love that. So you actually have to get up, go find something in your house. Definitely helps break up the meeting. So we're actually going to stop right there, and we're going to have you participate in a scavenger hunt with us. So what I want you to do is bring back something with the letter S and then show it to us on Zoom. So just hold it up in front of the camera so we can see it. And whoever has the coolest item with the letter S, you will win a prize. So, and we're the judges, Nicole and I, so we'll decide. So go ahead, we'll give you 2 minutes, come back, show us your S item. Could be anything, right? And then we will pick a winner, and you will win something that starts with an S. I'm not going to tell you right now, but you're going to win something that starts with an S. So go. All right, I'm looking at the cameras to see if anybody has held anything up. It's hard to see. There's so many people in here. All right.
Hi, Amy.
Hello.
So just for the record, I had to go over the cabinet and get this. Let's see. Schnapps. I'm not day drinking, so.
Lies. David Paul, I know better. No, I'm just, I love your backdrop also. That's awesome. Okay, I'm not sure what Doris has. What is that? Is that finger puppet?
No, it's a tiny little sock for my 4.5-pound Pomeranian.
Oh,
It's grippy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's to negotiate our kitchen floor because she's sort of like a dust bunny and doesn't have grip.
Oh, I like that. It looks like Tom has is that a squirrel? Yeah.
It's Scrat.
Scrat. Oh, from Ice Age?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Michael has scissors and a spoon. Okay, he's double items. He found 2. Monica's got some sour cream and onion lays. Nice. Natasha, I can't see. I don't know what you have.
I have a shelf because I'm reorganizing my home office yet again right now. You can kind of see a little bit of the shelving unit in my background. So it's a shelf that I'm going to put up later and try to get some organization in here. We'll see how that goes.
That's awesome. I love that. Always good to be organized, right? Anybody else? Oh, Brad, I can't tell it's blurring it out. Oh, Sage. Okay.
How to get it.
Oh, Thomas or Tomas? I don't know if I said that right, but is it sloth? Oh gosh, Eric.
Sloth stuffy, so it's double S.
Oh, Eric, you just have a skull handy. All right. This is going to be hard. This is some stiff competition. All right, Nicole. Is there anybody else? Oh, Eric's got a lot of stuff. Oh, he's got a skull lantern over there. Okay. Very cool. Nicole, thoughts?
The sock was really cute. I like that there was just the shelf, the whole shelf. The skull was funny. They're all so good.
I know, this is so hard. I'm leaning towards the skull, actually.
I know, I think the skull was...
Yeah, I want the skull. What do you think?
I think the skull.
All right, we'll do skull. Skull, you win. So what we want you to do is you'll type your email address in. We have a session moderator in here. I think she'll probably send you a message right now on the Zoom chat and get your email address for us. But you're going to win a Starbucks gift card. So you get something that starts with an S. So hopefully you like coffee. All right. Otherwise, I guess you could get like a muffin or something. I don't know. Okay, so let's go on to our next slide. And this is Nicole.
Okay, so not being prepared is our next mishap. Has anyone ever had this type of Zoom meeting?
All of them.
So really the actual meeting time is about 10 minutes, even though the meeting was slated for about 30 minutes. So the comeback here, save time and have more efficient meetings with an agenda. Always make a meeting agenda, even if it's just a few bullet points or a sentence about what you'll be discussing on the meeting invite. It gives attendees an outline to follow, and conversations will stay more on topic and ultimately save everyone more time instead of everyone having to pull up, documentation or, what were we going to talk about? It's, perfect. It's right in the meeting description there. If you give to the attendees in advance, they can review and come with questions. And bonus, what could even happen is maybe what's on the agenda can be condensed and talked about over instant messaging or emailing or even a phone call. Someone says, hey, I saw the meeting agenda, like blah, 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 they Slack it or they just email and you don't even have to have a meeting. So sometimes that happens if you present the meeting agenda ahead of time, and you could maybe save yourself 30 minutes or even an hour. So always have an agenda.
All right, I'm gonna have to speed up really fast because I think we have 7 minutes left. Am I right? Yeah, okay. Okay. 5, mishap. All right, insufficient security measures. This happens a lot. This actually happened to me at a conference that I was helping host. We had some Zoom bombers show up. So anyway, this is a video. You probably know Conan, although I think Conan just retired.
As you probably all heard, this thing called Zoom conferencing. It's how I do my interviews. It's how a lot of late night hosts talk to celebrities these days. And a lot of businesses use Zoom. So anyway, here was my idea. What if I crashed a real corporate Zoom meeting for a small business? So, just to get their morale up, try and get the economy moving again. So
I'm actually going to fast forward.
Reinforce that. We're in a great place to be able to support and work with our communities.
I want to apologize. I'm late for the meeting.
So I'm not going to make you guys watch the whole thing, but it is a really funny video. Conan shows up to this meeting and crashes the whole thing. And I've actually had it go not the good way. I wish Conan would have shown up in one of my sessions.
As you probably all heard, this is thing called.
There we go. We go to the next one. But we do have this really handy Zoom bobbing infographic that Nicole actually made. So if you want access to this, we can email it to you. If this is something that you're interested in, please reach out to us. We can send it to you. We share this with faculty at our institutions. So if this is something you're interested in, this is more specifically for Zoom, but a lot of these things could be translated or, transferred over to some of the other, meeting platforms. So I'm zooming through this, guys, sorry. So the comeback, password protect your meeting if you can, verify all your participants, never publicly share your meeting links. That's what happened to us. It got shared. One of our presenters shared it out on Twitter, and that's where we had some issues. Report suspicious activity. So now you're able to easily report things, at least within Zoom. And to keep things rolling. All right, so.
Okay, so next mishap here is not adjusting your meeting settings ahead of time. And if you don't, something like this could happen where you think your camera is turned off, but it is indeed on and everyone is seeing you go to the bathroom. So double check your settings before a meeting. Just make sure your settings are adjusted to your preferences. Some common settings to check: mute microphone when joining a meeting. I know I personally like to do that. Mute participants upon joining. If anyone is joining the meeting and maybe has things going on in the background, then everyone hears it and it gets a little awkward. Turn off video when joining a meeting. I like to have this one on too. Enabling participants to join before host. This is a good one too. If you want to get in your meeting first, get everything all situated and set up, and then you admit your participants, that's a good one to have on. So again, just double check these, make sure they're customized to your liking.
All right, number 7, not having a backup plan. I'm not gonna make you watch this video, but it is really cute, but it's about a teacher. She ends up dropping off of her call and her little 2nd grade students try to take over and try to be good students. And it's super funny. But anyway, we don't have enough time.
Can everyone hear me? But we'll try and.
There we go. Oh no. See, and then I have my own little mishaps happening. Where did that go? There we go. All right. So make sure you have a contingency plan. You honestly, in this day and age, you kind of have to do that because people do have, spotty internet connection, things like that. You might have an emergency. You can't join the meeting. Making sure that you have other options. Maybe they are able to dial in, or maybe you can just record the session. Make sure participants have a tech support contact. So maybe it doesn't have to be you, but you can point them to the right person, right? So contingency plan, that's a huge one. It happens all the time. Like if I don't show up for a meeting, here's what I need you to accomplish. And then we'll meet, on the next meeting date or something like that. Let's keep going. So go ahead. Paul.
Next mishap, not being on time. I'm sure we've all been guilty of this at some point. I know I personally have. Okay, so how to avoid this, double check your meeting times. Some common things to check before the meeting, are there participants in other time zones? Do you have a meeting that could run over beforehand? Do you have a 7:30 meeting and then you have an 8 o'clock meeting? Maybe put a little buffer in your calendar. Is the meeting link in the calendar invite? Are people going to be searching for that Zoom link? Did you review any documents and agendas beforehand? Just make sure you're checking the meeting description if there's any sort of attachments, and you can have everything open and ready to go so that you can hop on your meeting and get going.
All right. 9, forgetting to turn off your camera / in the meeting. This happens a lot. This is another video. Again, we're running out of time. We have 1 minute left. But this is a video where the guy gets up and he's got boxers on or something. And the meeting goes on for like 5 more minutes and everybody's just dying laughing at him. Another funny one.
Goodbye.
All right.
Goodbye.
Yep, go. There we go. So you can get a webcam cover. I feel like they give those out at conferences. Well, even though we're probably not meeting a lot of places, but a lot of people have gone to conferences where they give out webcam covers and things like that. Purchase them on Amazon. Make yourself a Post-it note or a sticky. If you don't have that, you can always just stick something over it. But also you can make a Post-it note or a sticky like, hey, make sure you end the meeting, to remind yourself. And then also just always dress professionally, even though you might be in your bedroom or your home office or wherever, and just making sure that, you're looking good, right? Not wearing your pajamas and that kind of thing. So that probably goes without saying. All right. We have run out of time. So thank you all for joining us. If you did want that infographic or you want anything or more information about anything we talked about today, you can email us. So I'm amy.arnold@cu.edu and it's nicole.daney@cu.edu. Thank you so much for joining us today. If anything, we hope you had a good time and enjoy the rest of the COLTT conference.
Thanks so much, everyone. I'm just trying to take notes of everyone's emails that wanted the Zoom bombing infographic.